And once again,
it's the Horror Guys. Yay!
Yeah, it's us. I'm Brian.
And I'm Kevin.
We're the Horror Guys.
The Horror Guys.
From HorrorWeekly.com and HorrorMonthly.com. Speaking of HorrorMonthly.com, issue 50 just came out this week.
That's a lot of movies.
That's the big 50. That's 50 magazines.
That's
50 months.
50 months worth of movies.
That's a lot of books. That's a lot of movies, yes.
You know, Christmas is just around the corner, too.
It is.
Anything horror-related there?
I think we're going to probably try to avoid them on the show this year.
Oh, okay.
Because we just made another new book. It's the Horror Guy's Guide to the Horror Films of Christmas. 75 Christmas and holiday-themed horror movies. It's available now. Go to HorrorMonthly.com. It is right there on the front page. It'll link you to Amazon or Lulu or BrianShell.com or anywhere you can buy fine books.
Mm-hmm.
Paperback or ebook, as always. And it is our biggest, fattest, thickest book ever. More movies than anything else.
So many Christmas movies.
Yes, at least until the long-awaited werewolf book comes out.
Ooh, and that'll be even more, because there's a lot of werewolf movies.
I've been talking about that werewolf movie for like 4 years.
Because there's so many of them. It's taken me so long to get through
many.
them. Yeah.
Well, it's not that there's so many. I mean, 75 Christmas movies wasn't that bad.
But a lot of them are obscure and hard to find.
A lot of them are in foreign languages that aren't
The
translated.
werewolf ones, yeah.
You know how hard it is to figure out what's going on in a werewolf movie made in Hindi? What are they saying? I don't know.
Especially when some of them that I've seen you see are like VHS copy of copy. So it's like, is that a werewolf or is that a very hairy woman? I can't tell.
Sometimes you follow the plot and you don't know the difference.
Yeah.
But anyway, we don't have any werewolves this week, do we?
No, we do not.
What do we have?
We have The Conjuring, Last Rites, which might be the last movie ever in the Conjuring series.
Bet it's not.
Well, they're implying that it is.
They kind of do, yeah.
And I have The Conjuring Last Rites again open. Why do I have that?
You liked it so much you reviewed it twice?
I'm missing. Okay. And, here's one. The Benefactress, an exposure of cinematic freedom.
Ooh, that sounds very artsy.
It does, yeah.
I'm sure it's quality stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
High-end quality drama.
Oh, you betcha. And one called Dorothea, about a landlady that you do not want to stay with.
Yes.
Yeah, you do not want to rent from her. And The Long Walk. We've heard a lot of buzz about that one.
Is there a short pier involved?
No, there's not. Okay. They just walk and walk. Those are all from 2025. And then we're going back in time to 1992. I guess you'd call this the second phase of Godzilla movies. It's Godzilla versus Mothra, The Battle for Earth.
Yeah, those Godzilla movies, they came out in three main eras.
There was the 50s, and then the 80s, 90s, and then the modern, the 2000s.
Yeah, there's more detail to it than that. But yeah, there's like three periods where they started to do a lot of remakes of each other.
Uh-huh.
And we are about halfway through the second period.
Phase 2.
The second era.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What do we got here on the checklist? HorrorWeekly.com, HorrorMonthly.com, the books at HorrorMonthly.com. Ding. Okay, on with the movies. What first?
Let's talk about Godzilla. I like Godzilla.
Where is Godzilla?
Godzilla versus Mothra, The Battle for Earth.
1992.
I'm going to let you read these names.
You love those names.
I'd love to hear you read these names.
Directed by Takao Okawara. Written by Wataru Mimura, Akira Murano, Kazuki Omori. Stars Tetsuya Besho, Satome Kobayashi, and Takahiro Murata. 1 hour and 40 minutes. There is a trailer on the show notes.
And once again, there is an awesome poster.
The best things about these movies are the posters sometimes.
Yeah, these Godzilla posters. There's really, I think I'd enjoy having a collection of a whole bunch of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very colorful.
But spoiler-free, the alternate title of this one could be Raiders of the Lost Kaiju, because there's a lot of archaeological adventures in this one.
It's not subtle.
Once again, something wakes up Godzilla. Who knew that could happen again? Well, Mothra joins the fun, as well as Batra, who is the nemesis of Mothra. She's like anti-Mothra. Well, and the two teeny pixie women, if you remember them from the originals, they're back. They know all about Mothra. In this one, though, the humans are kind of spectators more than in some of the other films, with less active participation. But as usual, there's lots of big creature battles, and it's a decent entry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less singing than the original Mothra.
Uh-huh.
I think that was the best part of the early one.
Yeah, and they had the
big dance number.
Yeah, the Mothra worshippers. They had a nice dance number.
Yes, they did.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We open on a big meteor headed towards Earth, and it's going to land in the Pacific Ocean. And guess what it lands on top of?
Godzilla.
What a coincidence.
Wakes him right up.
And the credits roll. Well, then we see a typhoon hitting an island. There's something there that looks like a big egg getting exposed as the soil washes away. We cut to Indiana Jones. No, that's some other hat-wearing archaeologist trying to get a gold idol from a cave. It is not subtle.
And he sets off booby traps that he has to flee from.
And as soon as he makes it out of the booby traps, he's arrested. He's Takuya, and the government people have come to let him out of jail. We need your help, Dr. Jones.
Mm-hmm.
They show him satellite photos of what fell from the sky. They want him to go to the island it's on and collect the thing on the island. Masako is there, and she's his ex-wife. It is a very small world, isn't it?
Yeah.
If he doesn't help, she's going to make sure he's in jail for a very long time. Professor Fukuzawa talks to the government scientists. Man is destroying the environment. Oh, have we ever heard that before in a Godzilla movie?
We sure have.
And this meteor has made the sea levels rise. They also know that Godzilla has awakened. Boy, what a day, says the radar tech.
And right off the bat there with the science, this meteor has made the sea levels rise.
It would do more than that if it's big enough.
If it's big enough, but this wasn't that kind of meteor.
Yeah, it's just a monster.
Just a big rock.
Kenji Endo, the company man, shows Takuya a map. They're heading to Infant Island. The two men, along with Masako, land on the island to explore. They have some misadventures as they explore the place, and they find a cave behind a waterfall and admire the cave wall paintings inside. They get through the cave and find the big egg on the other side. They hear a voice from nowhere. It belongs to Mothra.
It's the Pixie Girls again.
Then they see the two tiny women just a few inches tall. We are the cosmos. Two of us keep the world's natural order in balance.
Oh, and you sound just like them.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
I had to get real small to do that.
Uh-huh, yeah.
They explain how humans were ruining the Earth long ago, and they could control the weather. Earth didn't like that, and wiped out almost everyone. Black Mothra, Batra, took retribution on the climate controller. The good one, Mothra, hibernates even today. The Cosmos girls say that Batra has awakened as well and is going to cause some havoc real soon now. But they pledge to help the humans get through it this time. Well, the head of the Maritomo Company drives through a bunch of environmentalists on the way to his new golf course construction project. Yeah, he's subtle too.
Yeah, very subtle, yeah.
You get all these environmentalists and he just knocks them down with his car. Takuya contacts the government and reports what he knows. The company decides to move the egg to a safe location in Japan. Well, Batro hits Japan and travels underground. It soon surfaces and starts causing all the usual kaiju problems. Godzilla does the same shortly after. When Godzilla approaches the ship carrying the egg, Mothra hatches and is driven off by Godzilla. Batro shows up and battles with Godzilla underwater. They fight until an underwater volcano erupts and apparently kills them both.
And that's the end of them.
Except that's only like 30 minutes in.
So we know it's not really the end of them.
More is coming, yes.
Yep.
Well, as we said earlier, it steals liberally from Raiders of the Lost Ark, also Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, although both those films were more than 10 years old when this came out. So they weren't like, everyone knew what they were doing here.
Yeah, they did.
Some of these films focus on the monsters, some of them on the characters. This one was very monster-focused, with lots of fights between the three kaiju, leaving the characters mostly just standing around and watching. The two flying monsters are obviously puppets, and Godzilla looks about like he always does. It's a man in a big rubber suit. There are lots of laser blasts and other digital-looking special effects this time around. And we've noticed these as they continue through the 80s and the 90s.
The effects get better.
The growth of the CGI stuff. There's
even
more
the
and more
puppetry
computer
looks,
graphics.
Even the puppetry and models.
Oh, it all
looks better.
Each one of these looks better than the previous one. Yes, they don't go downhill.
Yeah.
It's a low bar.
It is.
But they're getting better and better.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and practical effects still, mostly.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add there?
No, I think mostly just human characters in this one were witnesses. And it was even, during the big creature fights, once in a while they'd cut to the people standing there watching.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, he really hit him. And then go back to the battle.
Some's about the dramas, some's about monster battles.
All in all, it was pretty good. Not my favorite, but it was pretty good.
We've seen so many of these so close together, I couldn't tell you which is my favorite at this point.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
You know who else doesn't really have a favorite? Dorothea. She
treats everybody the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
2025, Dorothea, written and directed by Chad Farron. Stars Susan Priver, Pat McNeely, and Ezra Buzzington. And it's an hour and 31 minutes, and there's a trailer in the show notes. Dorothea, Portrait of a Killer Granny.
And I'm going to say...
She's not really a granny, though. Is she?
No. She's not a grandparent. No.
Yeah.
Granny age, though. Yeah. I'm going to give praise for Susan Priver in that role as Dorothea. I thought she was great.
It's very good and also kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's not a comedy exactly, but it's got a lot of humor.
A lot of dark humor in it. Yeah. And she's kind of curmudgeon-y and
An old woman on her deathbed confesses the story of her history as a landlady who took special care of her tenants. It's grim business with quite a body count, but it's also loaded with dark humor. It's kind of a basic story, and we both thought it was very good.
I was entertained.
You hear the premise. It's a killer landlady who kills her people and takes their Social Security checks.
Mm-hmm.
You know exactly what that's the story.
Yeah.
But the way it's told makes it interesting.
It is, yeah.
Well, what happens?
Well, we're told the facts behind the death house landlady who took advantage of old people and cashed their security checks, Social Security checks.
It's like the third time we just said that part, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, Dorothea, an old woman in a nursing home, wants to tell her story. And so we cut to a man beating up a woman. Later, she whacks him with a hammer and kills him. Credits roll.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Dorothea don't take no gruff. Well, she stages her husband's body in the bathroom, calls 911. It was that easy, she said. Worked like a charm. No one suspected a thing.
Her first murder.
And then she goes on to more. Dorothea continues telling her story to Patty, and we see that they're actually both in prison. She continues by talking about her third husband, much richer and younger than she was, at least until he started cheating on her. That didn't last long. And the fourth husband wasn't much better.
I sense a pattern.
Yeah, she's getting rid of these husbands, yeah. After all the husbands, Dorothea, she has so much money, she buys a large house and starts renting out the rooms to make a living.
And this is all like 10 minutes in.
Yeah, where she goes through four husbands and buys the house. And well, Ruth Monroe comes to the house to rent a room, and we see some of the other tenants. There's a smell that Dorothea blames on a sewer pipe down the street.
They keep saying they're going to come fix that.
Yeah. Dorothea tells the handyman, Chief, to dig a new plot for her planting. Ruth pays $800 for the month. She's had to sell her house to pay for her sick husband's treatments. And we cut to Dorothea putting something in Chief's booze. He's given up alcohol and doesn't want it, but she's persuasive. Just one drink, it won't hurt. Slips in the flask, and as he drinks, Chief tells Dorothea that old Malcolm has noticed things have gone missing, and other patrons of the house are turning over their Social Security checks to her. Well, she doesn't even wait till he's dead to bury him.
And there's one more after another, after another, after another, after another.
Yeah.
She's busy.
She is.
And as we said, this isn't surprisingly funny. It's all just a little bit over the top, but it's a well done over the top. Dorothea breaks the fourth wall to tell us what she's thinking, what she's done, and what she's planning on doing. There's not much in the way of gore or violence here. Well, a couple people gets whacked with shovels, but she's mostly a poisoner. But it never got boring, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
I liked it.
Yeah. Not comedy, but funny.
Close enough.
Yeah. entertaining for such a simple plot.
All right. And we got a little indie movie for you this week called The Benefactress, an exposure of cinematic freedom. Written and directed by Guerrilla Metropolitana. Oh my, it's one of those kind, isn't it? And it stars Marie Antoinette de Robespierre, Juicy X, and Electra McBride.
And the director.
And the director, yeah, he does make quite an appearance.
Yeah.
Hour and 7 minutes. Trailer in the show notes.
So this is on the short side.
Thank God.
Well, yeah.
Spoiler free.
Well, this movie isn't really horror. We didn't think so, even though it was sent to us as a horror screener.
It's technically it is classified as a horror.
IMDb does list the only genre as horror. So, yeah, it is. I don't know. But anyway, it's a grainy, grindhouse pornographic work with two women having sex and the director joining in on the action as well sometimes, while various random sound effects and music play. It's presented as real and not fully consensual. Didn't do much for either of us.
Yeah, we don't do porn on the Horror Guys, but this one kind of snuck in under the radar, and it's not exactly really. No, you're right.
That black and white David Lynchy Eraserhead kind of look to it. Grindhouse. I've seen real grindhouse movies.
If it had all stayed with the beginning black and white part, I would have liked it probably a lot more. But then
it's a little inconsistent.
Color stuff, and it got weird. Mm-hmm. Well, we open with a long text explanation about the making of the film, how the wife of a famous televangelist was a big part of financing the movie, on the condition that she be in the film in a small role. This is a view of what goes on in a situation like that. How far can a filmmaker's freedom go?
Well,
so at this point, we're not quite sure if any of this is actually real or not. He might be telling a real story, and that might be the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't get much of that details about the televangelist's wife in the story itself. But she shows up.
But, yeah, we don't know.
How much is real and how much isn't?
Makes you wonder.
Well, Juicy X comes on the screen and explains that her name is a pseudonym. Huh. I'm color me surprised.
That she's not really named Juicy X.
She talks about working with the director in a previous film, which IMDb verifies, and he puts cameras in very odd places.
Very odd places, yes.
She also talks about her charity work, helping women in need, in addition to being actress part-time. She thanks the director and Mrs. Electra McBride for financing the film. All right, well, that all seems pretty legit.
Mm-hmm.
Then we watch various scenes of Juicy X doing mundane things around the house. The camera follows her around the house like a stalker, at least until she turns around and beats up the cameraman.
Oh, okay.
We then cut to a much grainier film where Juicy appears to beat up a hooker. We then cut to Electra McBride, phoning in her part of the film. She's naked and covering her face on an iPhone screen as she watches Juicy do bad things to the woman. Juicy then uses a giant dildo and other sex toys on the unconscious prostitute. And this goes on for quite a while.
It does.
And then we're interrupted. Look, a butterfly.
A butterfly.
And I gotta say, I laughed good at that one.
Yes.
Someone beats on the door, and then we're back to black and white. Juicy gets rid of that person at the door and then has a snack. Alrighty then, back to the assault upstairs. Eventually, the director makes Juicy stop and takes his turn with the woman on the bed. And then eventually Juicy returns and does more bad things to her as the director, the actual director, masturbates to what he sees. After an hour of this, the cleaner comes to the door and starts to clean up the mess. The director knocks her down, gives her more of the same, and then the movie abruptly ends. That was the whole thing. I didn't even cut halfway through it. Look at that, people. You should thank me. I just saved you an hour and 7 minutes.
Well, you might want to see this.
No, you don't.
There are people that would want to see this.
I don't know who. It's not horror. It's not porn.
It's kind of porny.
I don't get it.
Grindhouse black and white grainy porn. Yeah.
We went into this one blind other than reading the blurb. Turns out it's Skinamarink meets porn, according to Kevin, and he nailed it. There's a lot of gratuitous furniture shots.
There's a lot of people who like Skinamarink.
Yeah. Well, the visuals are all experimental for sure, but it's basically a BBW porn film. We don't see anything in enough detail for it to really be porn, That seems to be what it's going for. The visuals are variable. Starts out in black and white, moves on to grainy 70s styles film, and then alternates back and forth between the two. The soundtrack ranges from, there's a couple of little tracks that I thought were pretty cool. Most of it, though, was highly obnoxious. Something here to offend everyone. There's a lot of bleeping, like somebody's cussing and it's getting bleeped out, except it's continuous and nobody's talking, so it's just noise. Even worse, feedback sounds. Eep! For no reason. It goes on and on for almost an hour.
It's art.
It's pointlessly obnoxious. I'm at a loss of what the point of even making something like this is. It's not porn. It's not horror. It's not entertaining. It's just a waste of an hour. Not sure that I'd go so far as to say worst of the year, but it's going to be on my short list.
Harsh.
Yeah.
Although I don't want to have much else to add.
Are you arguing with me? Are you saying I'm wrong?
I'm saying...
You want to watch it again?
I'm saying some people would enjoy this. See, I will allow that.
I'm sure someone must have enjoyed this. I think the director looked like he had a good time.
Yeah. They all looked like, most of them looked like they're having a good time. So anyway, it wasn't for us, but somebody will like it.
2025's The Conjuring, Last Rites. Directed by Michael Chavez. Written by Ian Goldberg, Richard Nang, David Leslie Jonsson McGoldrick. Stars Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga, and Mia Tomlinson. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Is it just me or is horror movies getting longer all the time?
Some of them.
We watched one today that was 2.5 hours. Yeah.
Oh, that one was okay, though. That was entertaining.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler free. Ed and Lorraine Warren are on the case again, helping out a family being harassed by supernatural forces. It's quite long, and stuff happens. It's on par with the quality of the previous films, and it's said that this will be the last one. If you're a fan of the series, you are likely to enjoy this one as well. Did they say this is going to be the last one outside the film? Inside, there's some very clearly passing the torch kind of stuff.
I haven't heard officially.
Okay. I think it's probably a safe assumption.
Probably.
But it made a lot of money, so
it did. So they might bring it back. Yeah.
Well, what happens?
Well, we hear a recording from 1964. Ed and Lorraine Warren interview a woman who talks about her father's suicide and what came after. Pregnant Lorraine goes into the haunted room and offers to help the spirit. Well, something in there affects the baby, and they rush to the hospital. It's all very intense. Suddenly, the lights go out, and Lorraine senses that there's something bad in the delivery room with her, and the baby is stillborn. Except, no, it wakes up and cries.
That baby's possessed, right?
No.
Okay.
Gifted, yeah. We then get a montage of them taking care of baby Judy. And this is baby Judy we've seen in the other movies. So this is a prequel kind of intro. The little girl cries because she sees horrible things, just like her mother does. And then suddenly, it's 1986 in Pennsylvania. The Smurl family goes to church for Heather's confirmation.
We never get the Smurls' first names. I keep wanting to call them like Papa Smurl.
Smurfs. Yeah. Papa Smurl. Yeah. It's a large family. They all seem to get along great. Someone gives Heather a creepy old mirror as a gift. It's the mirror from the opening scene that Lorraine saw.
It looked more like Oculus.
It did, yeah. Grandma said it's almost like it was there waiting for us. And all of a sudden, the ceiling collapses on Heather, and credits roll.
That's a lot before the credits.
It is, yeah. Well, Ed and Lorraine are giving a lecture about Annabelle. All the audience wants to talk about is Ghostbusters. Judy tries to cheer him up after. They quit busting because of Ed's bad heart. Lorraine and Judy sense something weird at their dinner. Meanwhile, at the Smurl house, Janet does laundry and senses something weird in the basement. Something plays with her telephone cord, quite violently. One of the little girls gets a scare with her doll.
Don't mess with dolls in this series.
Yeah. They all sit down for dinner, and Kevin and I decided... I'm reading this. Brian and I decided that this family needed some casualties because there were just too many of them.
There's 8 people living in the house, and they all seem to want to talk at once.
And it's not a big house.
No.
Yeah. Well, Heather comments that her mirror is creeping her out, and the little baby heads always seem to be watching her.
It's got little heads at the top.
Yeah, little cherub kind of things. She and her sister Dawn carry the mirror out to the garbage. The next morning, the garbage men toss it into the back of their truck, and it's crushed.
We clearly see it go into the truck. We clearly see it be destroyed.
And inside, Dawn starts coughing and vomits blood and broken glass mirror shards all over the kitchen. Well, Ed's doctor warns him about the next heart attack. Ed's being kind of flip about his health care, and the doctor's like, no, listen, seriously, you can't have another one. And then they have a birthday party for him later. Judy is there with her boyfriend Tony. Father Gordon is there. He used to work with her parents. Brad Hamilton is there. He worked with them as well.
All right, so we get a little refresher, the people that have been in the series before. Mm-hmm. And we know that Smurfs are going to be contacting him, and there's going to be ghosts.
Smurls.
See, I did it by accident that time.
Yes.
The Smurfs.
So they help the Smurl family.
Yes.
And Judy gets more involved. She fully develops her gifts. And they kind of, well, yeah.
Yeah. Gargamel shows up at one point, right?
It's more about Judy this time than Ed and Lorraine.
Judy and Tony, the next generation. Just saying that they're in the next film. Just saying.
Throwing that out there. Yep. Yeah.
And as we both have said many times before, we both get confused between this and the Insidious series. And get all the characters mixed up.
And Patrick Wilson and being in both of them.
We've done 2 Insidious movies last month, and then there's this one, and I'm like,
which is this?
Which one? Yeah. When's the Warren showing up? Every time I see one or the other, it confuses me. But that said, the whole series is well made. It looks good, has decent enough acting. The problem is the plots are also bland and generic. Probably because they're supposed to be based in reality. They can't get too carried away.
Well, and that's always where they lose me, right at the beginning when they say it's based on true events. I don't believe the Warrens' experiences were real with the occult. I think they were grifters and frauds.
But the stories are real.
The stories.
Whether they happened or not.
Yeah. Well, they embellish them for the movies. So right off the bat, that element bugs me.
Okay. What bugs me about these is these are horror movies for people who don't generally watch horror movies and have nothing to compare them with. Did you see that Conjuring movie? It was so good. I was so scared. I was hiding behind the couch. And I'm like,
really?
What?
Yeah, really?
Clearly, though, this one sets up for a sequel with Judy and Tony, who parallel their parents' abilities. He's smart and a skeptic, and she's got the power. It never got boring, but there wasn't really anything new or surprising here. It was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
I said last week I'm liking the Insidious series more and more. This one just sort of stays in a neutral zone for me.
Me too. Yeah.
It's not. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just doesn't appeal to me. Mm-hmm. All right, then we come to The Long Walk, 2025, directed by Francis Lawrence, written by J.T. Mollner and Stephen King. Have you read the book?
I have.
I have not. I didn't even know it was a book.
It's a novella, it's a short.
The short one, okay.
It's longer than the short story, but not a full-length book by itself.
Is it in one of the collections?
I think is it one of the Bachmans?
I don't know.
I don't remember which one it's in.
Well, it stars Cooper Hoffman, David Jonsson, and Garrett Wareing. Hour and 48 minutes. Trailer in the show notes.
And I went into this skeptical, not convinced it.
How could you have a movie of just people walking?
Yeah, for an hour and a half. Hour and 48 minutes, yeah.
Spoiler free.
Spoiler free, a group of 50 young men is chosen by lottery to participate in The Long Walk, which is an annual elimination contest with one surviving winner who will win fantastic riches and gets a wish at the end. But how they get there is, I was pleasantly surprised with how interesting it was to watch.
My favorite of the week.
Yeah, it's kind of sad and gruesome, as you might imagine, but it's also uplifting and funny at times.
I could see our people arguing that this is not horror.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's Stephen King, and a lot of people die.
And there's a body count of 49 people. There's a winner at the end.
There is, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we read Raymond Garretty's acceptance letter on screen. He's been accepted through the lottery and has a chance to win a wish and a huge amount of money. We hear on the radio that in the past, America had a war that ruined everything, and poverty is rampant. But it has been 19 years, and things are on the mend.
So this isn't really in the future. It's more like an alternate timeline.
This is like in the 60s or the 50s or something.
I think the U.S. really got their butts kicked in World War II,
Yeah.
or it was very, very costly to America. But anyway, the economy is...
Wasn't it the Civil War mentioned?
No. I don't think so. They
Not
just
a
said
Civil
war.
War, okay.
They just said war. That's the impression I had. It was World War II, maybe, or something, along those lines.
It's not a historical kind of thing. It's a made-up world.
America didn't come out on top of the world like they did for real.
All right.
So, the country's in the doldrums.
It's vague. America is poor.
Yeah.
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 Raymond's mother doesn't approve of what he's doing and wants him to drop out, but he says it's too late. 50 young men will compete, one from each state. Which, didn't you say there was like 100 states in the book?
There's 100 entries, and there's no mention of states in the story. Yeah.
But only one will win. As he checks in, he meets Peter, another contestant. Stebbins, Hank, Mark, Curly, and some of the others make themselves known as well. And we see a lot of the other characters as well. So we get maybe a dozen or so visually memorable characters out of the 50. Most of them are cannon fodder.
Yep.
The Major pulls up in his Jeep. He has them all take numbers to wear around their necks. It's a lot like a marathon. He explains that the broadcast of the long walk increases production, which helps the economy. Walk until there's only one of you left. If you fall below 3 miles an hour, you'll get a warning. The goal is to last the longest. There's one winner and no finish line. Remember, anyone can win.
So the rules are simple.
He's very motivational.
Mm-hmm. Plus the guys following with rifles are also motivational.
Motivation, yes.
Yeah.
And they're off. The first few miles, the walkers talk about how desolate the landscape is. They also talk about their strategies. One guy gets a rock in his shoe and stops to fix it. He gets a warning. And then a second warning. The soldier behind him raises his rifle. He gets up and moves on. Raymond talks about how social pressure makes everyone apply to the walk, so they really don't have a choice.
And there's the thing with the warnings, too. If you earn a warning,
and move 3 more miles.
Is it an hour, or was it distance? Or
yeah,
I think it was
I think you're right. It was a time.
I think it was an hour.
Yeah.
Of walking will cancel out a warning. And you only get 3 warnings, and the 4th warning is fatal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eventually, Curly gets a cramp, gets his 3 warnings, gets shot. The first loser of the race. Yes, there's only going to be one survivor. Credits roll. And his only line in the beginning was how he was like 16. He was lying about being old enough to get in, and he's the first to die.
Yeah, sad.
Player number 1 falls down, foaming at the mouth. He's having some kind of epileptic seizure of some kind. And the soldiers shoot him as well. 25 miles in, everyone's getting pretty tired. Barkovich goads another guy into fighting with him, and it goes badly for one of them. Harkness admits that he's writing a book, and he talks about the pooping issue, just as another walker dies because of it. It's hard to take a poop when you can't stop moving.
You got to keep moving at 3 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Night falls, and the Major gives them all a pep talk. Everyone is more or less walking at their sleep. Ray gets 3 warnings, but if he can keep walking for 3 more hours, those will go away. They hit a steep grade in the road. Several players are killed, which motivates the rest. This clears out the crowd. There's far fewer players left. And they're going to keep on narrowing it down.
Keep on trucking.
Meanwhile, with all the death and the walking, there's a whole lot of talking as these guys get to know each other. And it is an interesting world these people live in, and the plot's reasonably simple. We just explained it all. You'd think 2 hours of people walking would get boring pretty quickly, but the editing and the dialogue keep it going quite well. I heard the premise and assumed it would be about the players fighting and doing dirty tricks to win.
No.
Tripping each other and stuff.
No, that's not allowed.
No, there's none of that here. It's just they just get tired and die.
Mm-hmm.
It's not scary. There's very little action. Still, it's engaging all the way through as you get to know the characters. I think the ending was a little on the predictable side, but it was good getting there.
Yeah, the only complaint I have is the ending was a little weak. But I liked it overall.
I don't know any way it could have ended otherwise and been a good ending.
Yeah, that's the trouble. That's the trouble with this race.
There's 2 main characters. One of them's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of want both of them to win, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, my favorite of the week.
Yeah, me
I
too.
like that a lot.
Yeah.
And that is it for this week. Tune in next week where we're going to have some other good stuff. What do we have next week?
More Godzilla.
We got another Godzilla. Oh, Frankenstein.
And Frankenstein.
Black Phone 2.
Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
We had the Wolfman earlier this year. We had a really good Dracula a couple weeks ago. Now we're getting Frankenstein.
And it was good.
We need
Spoiler ahead of time. We really liked that.
Need another Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Or
there
Invisible Man. Mm-hmm. But if you want to, you could read about those in the Horror Guy's Guide to the Films of Universal Studios. Available now. Ding!
Subtle.
Yeah. And we got a couple other movies that we'll bring in next week, too.
Uh-huh.
But I tell you, I did like Frankenstein quite a lot.
Yeah, that was really excellent.
It was better than I expected. Mm-hmm. That's it for this week. Stop in at horrorweekly.com. Sign up for our free weekly email newsletter where we get all the reviews with all the spoilers included. You can find out who won the long walk without sitting through 2.5 hours of movie. But we like the movie, so you should watch it.
Yeah, you should.
That's it for this week. I'm Brian.
And I'm Kevin.
See you next time.
See ya.